It's the last show of the semester. I'm promotions producer Jake Dyke with a special behind-the-scenes look at how we get UT10 News on the air.
Healthier habits. I'm Samantha Rojas, live with some tips to get you in better physical shape before the summer.
Hard to be a student. It's no surprise that balancing everything as a college student in this day and age is challenging, especially with finals approaching. I'm Trent Croce, and I spoke with mental health advocates at the university, as well as a UT success coach, about how students can best manage themselves during this time.
Your news in 10 minutes starts now. Many students are stressed, and you probably are too. I'm Tiara Medley.
And I'm Trent Croce, and as students head into finals week, the university is sending out reminders about how to keep our mental health in check. I spoke with experts who shared some resources for all of us dealing with stress, and particularly for students trying to finish the year strong.
Finals are coming up, and for students everywhere, it's a stressful time. While it's important to pass the tests, it's also important for students to manage their mental health.
I think there is still a huge stigma against mental health. I think part of the problem is that people just see anxiety and depression as kind of it for mental health, and there's a whole lot more. You have all sorts of different mental developments, mental illnesses that people aren't necessarily aware of.
And among being the student government president, Walker's resume includes much more. However, she realized she was prioritizing organizations over herself.
After a while, I was like, hey, I'm a human first, and then I'm a student, and then I'm a student leader. So redefining that balance of, okay, I need to focus and make sure I'm doing what is right for me.
For other leaders on campus, Miranda Banks helps to address mental health issues through the Mental Health First Aid Initiative, which train people to handle these topics with others.
Workshops that we do doesn't allow somebody to become a trainer, but they are certified to address these situations, not to treat or diagnose or anything like that.
While the Counseling Center provides mental health-related resources and therapy for students in a clinical setting, separate areas like the Center for Success Coaching are there as more of a general support for students to help balance their lives.
We're going to help you with things like time management, setting priorities, organizing information and due dates, so that we're helping with some of that academic stress, but also we'll talk about other things that are going on.
For Cooper Sannon, it's not just finals week that are the hardest.
Actually, I find that the week or two before finals week tend to be some of the more stressful because you're navigating your normal course load, you're completing the coursework that you would do throughout the semester.
While the end of the year can be hard for students like us, taking the time to manage ourselves is necessary for people like Walker.
So making sure that you start talking to other people and checking in with them, but also giving checkups on yourself has been a huge way for me to make sure that I get the help that I need.
For more resources on mental health at the university, the UT Counseling Center offers services that are listed. The Counseling Center is more for just students, as it provides consultations with faculty, staff, and parents. The center's website lists other community providers outside the university. To check out these resources as well as information on their events, we have included the link on our website, ut10news.com. Also, the Mental Health First Aid Program is offering in-person and virtual training sessions during the summer, as we have attached the link on our website. For more information on how students can balance their coursework, we have provided the UT Center for Success coaching link on our website too. Summer is just around the corner, so many are working on a summer body or just trying to get in shape with their physical health. But good news, it's not too late.
And being healthy isn't all about the gym, it's also about our intake. UT10 Samantha Rojas joins us now live from the newsroom. It's also about what we eat and drink, right, Samantha?
That's right, and to help, the U.S. Department of Agriculture created My Plate, an easy-to-follow food guide to help parents figure out how to feed their kids nutritious, balanced meals. It's useful for adults too. The colorful divided plate includes sections for vegetables, fruits, grains, and food with high proteins. Local nutrition center Viva Los Healthy wants to create this healthier lifestyle for their customers. Their selection of smoothies contains proteins, fibers, vitamins, and minerals you would see on the My Plate. They're low in calories, carbs, and sugars, which one health coach says are important for a healthier intake too.
All those things can help benefit your health, as in if people have certain health goals and wanting to lose weight, moderate weight, or even gain weight, all those things are important to incorporate in a diet.
And for more healthy lifestyle and dieting tips, Lopez recommends YouTube. If you are shy or a nervous person wanting to work out, she says these workouts can be done in the comfort and privacy of your own home. I'm Samantha Rojas, live in the newsroom, UT10 News.
Thank you, Samantha. Now let's turn it over to Trent for Newsmaking Headlines across America.
Thank you, Tiara. While this is our final update on Ukraine this semester, the Russian war there carries on, along with misinformation across the internet. As of today, April 28th, the Associated Press Nordic Center for Public Affairs Research reports 61% of people in the U.S. say the spread of misinformation is a major problem, with nearly 3/4 attributing it to Russia's government. Twitter has a new owner, promising to make Twitter a haven for free speech. The Associated Press reports the world's richest man is spending $44 billion to buy the company. The commitment to reduce regulation on the platform is being celebrated on the political right in the U.S. and among followers of former President Donald Trump, whose account was permanently banned. Meanwhile, others fear Musk may give free rein to agitators and let harmful content go unchecked, making the platform too toxic for advertisers and average users.
We have a special behind-the-scenes look and a senior send-off as we wrap up the final show this semester. But first, we turn it over to Caleb with sports. What do you have for us?
Well, tonight is a big night for football fans. I will be talking about the NFL draft and some golf right after the break.
You now have more ways to watch the University of Toledo's award-winning student newscast.
Thanks to our broadcast partners, you can catch UT10 News
And sports in more places.
We're live at UT10news.com and on YouTube Thursdays at noon and 12:30.
Catch replays on Buckeye Channels 109 and 609 on Thursday evenings at 5 and Sundays at 9 a.m.
And on WGTE Public Media Friday evenings at 6:30.
This is your UT10 Sports Report. I'm Caleb Gill. Tonight kicks off a big weekend for the NFL. Before we get to that, the Women's MAC Golf Championship was last weekend. The MAC tournament was hosted by the Rockets at the Stone Oak Country Club this past weekend, lasting from Friday to Sunday. After the long weekend, Kent State grabbed the MAC tournament title for the 23rd straight year, after scoring 25 over par. The runner-up, Northern Illinois, would go on to shoot 43 over par, and for Toledo, they scored 85 over par, helping them to finish 6th in the MAC tournament. Northern Illinois' Jasmine Lee was a top individual golfer with 1 under par, followed by Kent State's Chloe Saller with 3 over par. Kent State's head coach Casey Van Dame was impressed with the team's overall performance throughout the weekend tournament.
Well, I think they've done a great job. I think doing their game plan, controlling what they can control. I think we definitely have left some shots out there. I think we can clean up some stuff. But at the same time, we've had some really strong performances from a few individuals.
The NFL draft is upon us with the first round starting tonight. If you are looking for a Toledo Rocket that could get drafted, look no further than defensive back Tyson Anderson. By the end of the weekend, Anderson will know where the next phase of his journey will begin. After playing at Toledo since 2017, Anderson appears to be the Rocket with the best chances of getting drafted, especially after getting invited to play in the Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama, along with getting an invite to the NFL Scouting Combine in Indianapolis, where he ran a 4.36 40-yard dash. This was the second fastest for all safeties at the Combine. Some scouts have projected him to be picked as early as the 4th round, but many think he will go later on day 3 between rounds 5 and 7. If he or any other Rocket gets drafted, they will be the first players from Toledo to be drafted since 2019, when the Pittsburgh Steelers drafted wide receiver Deontay Johnson and the Green Bay Packers drafted defensive back Kadar Holman. Speaking of the NFL draft, Anderson's life isn't the only one that will change, for a total of 259 players will be drafted by NFL teams, starting with 32 tonight for round 1. In spirit of draft season, I decided to make my own first-round mock draft to share with you. Here are my projected top 10 picks in this year's draft with no trades. The first thing you might notice is Trayvon Walker going number 1 to the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's the current betting odds favorite to go number 1, and if that's the case, Lions fans, you better hope that the Lions run that card in and take Aiden Hutchinson number 2 and keep Hutchinson in the state of Michigan. You might also notice no skill position players taken in my top 5. I think it's a very heavy draft in the trenches, and that's where the focus will be early on. 1 quarterback in my top 10 with 3 in my top 32. You can see my full first-round mock draft if you want to see where I have my other quarterbacks taken on our website, ut10news.com. The first round will kick off tonight at 8 p.m., and then tomorrow night they will have rounds 2 and 3, and then Saturday will be rounds 4 through 7 to finish off the weekend. One last time for me, W for sports.
Thank you, Caleb. And we thank you, our parents, yeah, I know you're watching, Dad, peers, and community members for watching us each week this semester.
Promotions producer Jake Dyke put together a behind-the-scenes piece to show you how we've made the TV magic happen each week here in Rocket Hall.
And we welcome you back to UT 10 News. I'm Trent Croce.
And I'm Tiara Medley. It's there to save lives, it's in short supply, and no surprise, COVID is to blame.
A Red Cross representative told me just how serious this shortage is and the specific type of blood they really need from you right now.
The American Red Cross is facing what we're calling for the first time ever.
UT 10 is by far the most beneficial class I've taken during my 4 years here at the University of Toledo. You aren't just sitting in a classroom being taught to. You're going out and getting realistic experience that'll put you way ahead of the game when it's time to find a real job. You aren't just completing assignments throughout the semester. You're going out and reporting on real news stories.
My name is Trent Croce. I am a senior media communications major at the University of Toledo, and this is my first official semester in UT 10. And I'm currently at one of the stories I'm shooting now. It's my second story for the Random Acts of Kindness Day that happened last week. And this is the Cherry Street Mission Ministries. I'm gonna go in and talk to the Vice President of Engagement, Savannah, getting some B-roll of the kitchen, and then their donation center as well, their hours, what people can do in the community to volunteer and help out.
My name is Tiara Medley. My major is media communications, and I've been a part of UT 10 for about a year now. I would suggest UT 10 because of the hands-on experience we get. We get to record our own voiceover track, and we also go out and shoot our own stuff too. So I don't think you get that hands-on experience in any other classes, really.
My name's Caleb Gill. I've been with UT 10 now for 3 semesters. I direct and produce the sports for UT 10. And if you're interested in doing any type of live TV, even if you just might be. My heart wasn't all the way into TV, and then I started taking UT 10, and now I may lean towards doing that in the future. Both men's and women's Rockets teams now sit atop the MAC.
My favorite part about UT 10 is that it can be molded to fit your interests and skill sets. Personally, I knew that I didn't want to be a reporter, but I have a passion for creative video production. For the past year now, I've been the promotions producer, filming creative videos for UT 10, some of which even air on television. There's no other class where you can get those experiences.
This is a bittersweet goodbye as it's the final show of the spring 2022 semester. I will be back with lots of new faces in the fall as many of my colleagues on this crew are graduating. We want to say congratulations and thank you to our director and technical director, Matthew Revilla, our audio operator, Casey Ackley,
Video operator, Colin Potts, promotions producer and production assistant, Jake Dyke,
Web and social media director, Amber Broja, along with multimedia journalist, Samantha Rojas.
And finally, a big shout out to these guys, Trent and Caleb, who are also graduating. Trent, you already work at Fox 36, and Caleb, I understand you just accepted a job offer out west.
Yes, I will be taking my talents to South Dakota. I've accepted a job to be the sports director for a radio station out there. I'm excited for that.
Caleb, I'm excited to see what you do. Tiara, I'm excited to see what you do as well. Big things coming. I'm just trying to graduate.
I felt that.
Right.
Absolutely.
All right, for the final time this semester, that's it for UT 10 News.
I'll see you in the fall. Thank you for watching.